How many books are out there on positive thinking? I want to talk to you today about my book called The Mindset Code because I think that people are trying really hard to create change in their life. And they do so many things to accomplish the change with a frustrating outcomes. And I've just recently talked to somebody who the person was trying to create a change. It was a husband and wife situation, and the husband couldn't make the change and ended up harming himself because of his frustration and trying to make this change. This person reached out to me and was like, what do we do? And I think it's important to understand that when we have limited resources, understanding how your subconscious mind works and how to get those changes, there really are steps. I want to share some of the solutions in here with you on this video today, because when I share these tips with you in the steps, which is my subtitle, The Subconscious Secrets for Change, there really are steps to get the change. I'm just going to literally look at my book and show you a few pages and share this with you, because if you want to create anything in your life right now, it's all about your subconscious mind. It's all about how you got wired. It's all stuck and playing these old tapes in the back of your head that you logically know you don't want to do or you don't want to have in your life. But for some reason, those behaviors, those emotions, those drivers seem stuck inside of you. Okay. So in chapter one of the things I recommend in my book is that you pick one topic you want to work on. Don't try to lose weight, build your business, make more money all at the same time. I suggest you start with the top priority for yourself and pick the topic. So I'm going to give you some examples in my books. I have it broken down related to your body. You might want to let go of some weight. You might want to exercise more. You might just want to eat healthier. So those are a lot of things inside of one topic, right? So if it's just eating healthier, start with that. Relationship related, it could be to create a loving relationship. It could be faithful in a relationship you're already in. It could be to enhance a marriage or a current relationship. Maybe it's to heal a relationship with somebody you love, a child, a parent, a grandparent, what have you. Then I have it broken down into business. Maybe you want to grow your business. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to get a new job. Maybe you want to work a normal day and have more balance in your life. I really break it down into all these different areas, and you pick the area that you want to work in. And I always recommend this to my clients and my audiences. Is it's so important because we're overwhelmed today with everyone having our cell phones and AI and all this auto-generated information everywhere. We're really on information overload. So we need to master this mindset of ours and these thoughts of ours and these emotions in this body right now more than ever, because it's really important. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but you pick a topic in chapter one and you can see what an easy read it is. It's really, really powerful. Section two, I really dive into your subconscious mind, and I'm going to hold this up to the camera because I want to show you. So I basically created this model years ago. It's called the model of the mind. And basically it's 5 to 10% is your conscious mind and the other 90% is your subconscious. And if people are trying to make change, like this person I just shared with you, but they don't understand what's driving that behavior, what the belief and the emotion that got wired, maybe that person felt inadequate as a little kid or got teased all the time, or maybe was bullied. Don't think that that stuff just goes away over time. It actually gets programmed in the hardware in your consciousness, in how you feel about yourself, right? It gets hardwired into your emotional body, into your consciousness. So even though logically that's not the situation anymore, or you're an adult now, you are operating out of a subconscious pattern that was created between the ages of 0 and 8. So again, the book breaks down the programs. From 0 to 3, it was 50%. From 4 to 8 years old, it's 80%. So by the time you're 8 years old, 80% of your subconscious is set and in place. So then from up to 18 years old, then it is 95% pretty much. So then I get into the power of the subconscious and then how to use the book. In section 3, I really talk about the different states of mind. A lot of times people say, Cappi, does hypnosis work? And I often say I have to undo more than I have to do for people. So really all hypnosis is in chapter 3, I go through the different states of mind. So we have the beta, alpha, theta, delta. You've heard of those. Those are not just sororities, but what are the wavelengths? When are you highly suggestible? And you've heard this probably before you go to bed at night, when you're drifting off, you're going into that delta state. And that's why in the book, I created some sessions you can read. I have products online, whatever you want to do for you. But this is really how you rewire your subconscious. And I find that there's so much self help out there. And that's good. But it's surfacey. It's not just about thinking positive. It's about identifying your beliefs. What are you holding on to emotionally? What are you saying to yourself? What are you repeating in the patterns? And the only way to rewire that is taking these steps. In chapter 4, I go into clearing your old subconscious beliefs and emotions. I wrote this book many, many, many years ago. It is endorsed by Stedman Graham, Oprah's life partner. I just think it's important for you to understand that if you don't clear out your subconscious mind, I'm going to just read this description. Imagine a trash can full of stuff. And if you try to put more trash on top of a very full trash can, it simply spills over and falls on the ground. That is often how new information is for most people. You read it, you hear it, you understand it. And if you did it, it might even work for you. But then there's still that old emotional subconscious stuff stored in your subconscious mind. And it rarely makes the changes you seek because that information spills over and all those good ideas end up on the ground and never get implemented into your consciousness and into your behaviors. And that's a really good metaphor if you think about that trash can. And it just kind of came to my mind as I was writing this book years ago. It says these subconscious beliefs and emotions have been there since childhood and they have been programmed into you. It is the only roadmap the subconscious mind has followed for years until now. I love helping people with this and reprogramming. So then we get into the clearing process. And of course, these are steps, right? So just like stuff in a room or trash in a can, this example shows you why most people haven't been taught now how to clear out their emotional clutter because these beliefs accumulate for so many years and then you believe them as the truth. So that's why beliefs are hard sometimes for people to rewire because they really believe it's the truth. But underneath those beliefs, your core consciousness, your connection to your creator, there's such a deeper level of you, but we're wearing these coats of beliefs, I call them, right? They get piled on over years and years and years and years, and then you end up carrying this emotional weight around with you. And this is to help you take those coats off. Yeah. It is an emotional inventory. I talk about it as you read this chapter. You're going to take an emotional inventory. The process is typically a missed secret in creating change. You do go through, it is a fill in the blank, filling in questions. And it's really cool because you start to do a self discovery and shifting those things. You want to explore and identify what feelings are associated to these beliefs and not just the belief itself. So let's say somebody believes there isn't enough money. And then they look at money or they make money, but they have this sinking feeling in their gut. The emotion is also attached to the belief. So we want to let go of the belief. Again, you got to do the work. And I also have some subconscious sessions, but they're in the book as well on my website that kind of take you through these processes, but you can do it yourself, $20 on Amazon. And then I say in here, for instance, if you chose weight loss at the beginning of the book, do you say things to yourself like, I can't ever lose weight because it's so hard. I've tried everything. Nothing works for me. So you start to identify the beliefs associated to the topic. So remember, you're going to pick one topic and then you're going to work through that one topic through the entire book. So you don't want to pick a topic and then change it through the book because you can use this over and over again for different topics because the processes are the same. My steps are the same. Your emotions and beliefs are going to be different. Okay. You could do this lots of times. So then we go into that more fill in the blanks. You're going to identify this, right? And then section 5 is identifying the coping mechanisms and learning the language of your subconscious mind. So everything I teach is really how do you cope then when you have these things? I'm just going to read you a quick thing and then we'll get done. Let's say you're working on the one topic. Unwanted behaviors often interfere with your current results and daily behaviors because you've probably been unaware of these unconscious beliefs and behaviors until now. So let's explore what behaviors you've used to cope with your current issue. So, do you eat too much? Do you drink too much? Do you work too much? Do you surf the internet for hours upon hours, avoiding what you know you need to do? Do you use a lot of drugs? Do you avoid relationships or withhold to the people that love you? Write down the things you specifically do to cope with the belief that you discovered in the prior chapter, because people are so on autopilot and they don't realize that this is automatic, and they think it's them. It's not. I promise. When you dig a little deeper and you start asking yourself these really great questions, you're going to really start to identify your patterns. And that's really how you could start to break them up. Because if they're not working for you and you're not getting the outcome that you desire, I promise it's stuck in your subconscious. It's like a spider web stuck in your mind, and you got to clear out that stuff because it's probably not serving who you want to become or the person that is the person you desire to be. Okay, I'm just skimming through this really, really quickly. Section 6, which is chapter 6, it says the subconscious secrets of all secrets. I start out by saying I'm so excited that you have cleared out your mindset clutter and that you learned how to program your subconscious mind using what you've learned so far. Now your mind is ready to achieve the actual changes. So do you see all the work you have to do before you get the change? It is work, but it's so powerful. And I have this YouTube channel and I share so many tips and so many solutions on my other videos because I want you to get the outcomes. And it makes me sad that people try for so many years, like this person, and don't get the things that but they're not being taught that it's stored in the subconscious. And then when we reprogram it, it's like having a phone and running apps, but then all of a sudden you get a bunch of new apps and you're like, oh, now I can do these new things. That's exactly how your subconscious is. Then I have sessions in here. I say recommend you read over the session first before you read it out loud. There's one I have you go in front of the mirror and you can read this on your phone, get present to yourself, begin looking at the reflection in the mirror, and then you start giving yourself these beautiful, loving words through this session. Just give you an example. This energy and these new positive words and feelings transform every part of me, especially when it comes to, and then you fill in the blank of the outcome. Remember, chapter 1, you picked your outcome. My mind is the most powerful computer on the planet, and I know it is helping me with these new, easy adjustments as I speak these changes into my reality now. I say, take a deep breath. So you're going to read this. I do have them pre-recorded on my website, but you can read them for yourself. It feels so much better to do things this way. I have learned from my past, say softly, and I completely forgive myself. So you do this mirror session. It's a few pages. You read it on a recorder. And then I also have a closed-eyed session. So hypnotherapy session, same thing. You want to fill in the blank through the areas that I have you record because you're working on your topic. And that would be a very loving, wonderful thing for you to do. And then section 7 is a secret for a new self-image. One of the things I talk about to my clients as they're making change, you have identified yourself a certain way for so many years, but it is your image. I call it your selfie, right? We take selfies all the time, but you have an old selfie inside of you that you identify with lack or stress or overwhelm or whatever it is that you identify with. That is your identity, the things you identify with. And this is really powerful because you start to see not only your subconscious processes, your beliefs, your behaviors, your coping mechanisms. Who do you identify yourself? So then we create a new inner selfie, a new self-image for you. Really, really powerful. I always say everyone knows how powerful our self-image is, and yet most people are not taught how to change or upgrade their inner image. As you create new subconscious suggestions in your life, you now need to upgrade your image, your self-image as well. Your self-image determines so many things in your life. It determines the quality of your relationships, your business success, and your opportunities. It affects every outcome you have. So then I give you an exercise. Again, you're going to fill in the blanks on your self-image. How do you see yourself? Do you think of yourself as plain, average, sexy, good-looking, overweight, big, average, what? Do you think this image of you in your head sees you as smart, intelligent, stupid, worthy, unworthy, average, loving? Do you think this image is set as a competent or incompetent person? Are you deserving or undeserving? These all align with your imprint, your self image. So, obviously, the good news is you can change your self image. It's not set in stone, but you do got to do the work. So, I'm just sharing this with you. I've never done this in a YouTube video. I just thought I'd come on here and just share my book from my heart. It did take me years to write. This is not AI generated. I actually wrote it. It sat on my computer for years until COVID hit. And then I finally self published it. But I probably wrote this book, I don't know, over 15 years ago. And yeah, I talk about these steps. And then I also have a chapter at the end, moving beyond life challenges, because life gets in the way of life. So anytime we're making changes, sometimes the universe will throw us these old obstacles to see if we're this committed to our growth and to our new image and to our new self-talk and all of our new beliefs. Remember, this is a process. So I give you some solutions just in case you get stuck in the next few weeks, because changing is work. I have worked with thousands of people over the years, and sometimes when people begin to create the powerful life changes, something unplanned or upsetting or unwanted can occur in any area of life. This causes someone to get off track or lose focus. And remember, you can use this book again and again and again, but the goal is to master one desired outcome, stay focused, even if the circumstance is changing, because remember, circumstances always change. So if you're doing the inner work, that stuff that was there that might still be occurring, sometimes it's an after effect from all that negative stinking thinking or holding on to those old beliefs. So you got to give yourself a little time to be in the, not a lot of time, but you got to do the work. That's the bottom line. Chapter 10 is just congratulating you on upgrading your subconscious mind, really mastering each secret. And then I break down each secret again. Secret 1, pick one topic, model of the mind, the subconscious, your beliefs, your coping mechanisms. I recap each step. And then when you're done, you're going to write down all the things you're noticing, the changes you're getting. I always tell people work on that one topic for a while, and then you can go back to the book and do another topic, but make sure that you stay committed to the topic, record those sessions on this topic. Do it at least a month, I would say, on the one topic until it really gets soaked into your neural networks, into your awareness, into your consciousness, your conversation, your belief, your head, your heart, your soul, your cells, if you will. I just thought I would share this from my heart. It is a life work passion for sure. Go grab it on Amazon. And if you got value out of me sharing my book, or you have any comments or questions for me, please put those in the comments. I've never done this before, so thanks for letting me share. I'll see you in my next video.